Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by Snickers Protein. Thanks very much to them for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to put your comments in and use the hashtag fanline. Any questions you've got around the January transfer window, and also don't forget I'm going to be appearing on Ball Street's on the Ball Street YouTube channel. On deadline day from 7 to 11, I'm going to be making an appearance on there to talk deadline day transfers. Now, who's coming in, who's going out? There's still lots of players on the move out this January transfer window. That seems to be the main thing this window. And it was always going to be that. There was always talk that, you know, Arsenal were going to clear out a lot of players. And the latest one to join those players being cleared out is Sokratis. Sokratis, his contract was cancelled by Arsenal yesterday, which now leaves him free to join any club he wishes to join. So it's been done by mutual consent. There's nothing here sinister or horrible where Arsenal have said, "Oh, you know, you still don't want to leave. We're cancelling your contract." It's more sort of been done to help him out, to say to him that, you know, you're burdened with these wages. We want a big transfer fee for you if we're going to let you go in January. That's what Arsenal could stick to. And then he doesn't really get to move to a club. He's stuck at Arsenal, not playing. All right, he's still getting money, but, you know, certain clubs that might be interested in getting him would be put off by any transfer fee. So that's been cancelled, and he's now free to go wherever he wants. Sokratis, he, you know, in leaving the club, he sent a very nice message on his Twitter account. He said, "It's one of the most enjoyable times in my career, and it ended today. It's been an honour to wear the Arsenal shirt, and I want to thank all the coaches, teammates, staff, and fans around the world for the love and respect they have given me. I gave everything for Arsenal, and Arsenal gave me a lot. I wish you all the best health and success always." And that came from Sokratis. So I thought that was a very nice thing for him to say, especially the fact that, you know, he must be feeling a bit gutted in the fact that he hasn't figured in recent times in a team. But I will go along with what he said. He gave everything for Arsenal. All right, he wasn't always the best centre back, but then he wasn't the worst. And I think he done a decent job in the time that he was at Arsenal. You know, considering his age and everything when we brought him in, I think he was a decent servant in that time. And him saying there that, you know, Arsenal gave a lot to him and he gave everything, that we can't ask no more than that. So good luck to Sokratis. There's a load of clubs interested in signing him. Now he's going to be able to just, you know, take his time and decide exactly where he goes and what his next move is. And I was looking at it and I was writing it down earlier, and Arsenal started to shift a lot of players off the wage bill now. You know, it's really encouraging when I look at it. I was working it out. I was doing a bit of maths. I've got a bit of paper here, right? And we've shifted at least £542,000 a week off of the wage bill. You know, that's extraordinary this January. Ozil's wages were £350,000 a week. Kolasinac's wages were £100,000 a week, and Sokratis' wages £92,000 a week. So that alone, you know, over £500,000 a week off off the wage bill, which is extraordinary. And of course, you know, that's not taken into account. It's probably more money off the wage bill when you take into the account Guendouzi. He's on £40,000 a week, but I don't know what the split is that Hertha Berlin are paying for his wages, because he's on loan. Mavropanos is on loan. He's normally £25,000 a week. What's the split? Torreira is on loan. £75,000 a week he normally would be getting if he was at Arsenal. I don't know. I can't calculate exactly what off the wage bill that would be, but normally clubs will be looking to be paying up to half the wages of a player. So there's a lot of savings around for Arsenal, and there's a lot of therefore money that they can use to go out and not only buy players, but to then put players on decent wages without going ridiculous on the wage bill. I mean, still, the one I look at is the Willian deal that we did in the summer, you know, and he's on about something like about £170,000 a week. Now that's proving to be a bit of a ridiculous spend. And of course, there's another player that possibly could be coming off the wage bill this January, and that is Mustafi. He's on £90,000 a week. These are some ridiculous wages that some of these players are on. Listen, you can't blame them. They're professional footballers, but it's a lot of money. He's on £90,000 a week. And Lazio are said to be very interested in signing him at the moment, and are said to be in talks. Mikel Arteta did say last week that he's not looking to sell Mustafi and that he wants to keep Mustafi in January, and that Mustafi's part of his plans. And he spoke about squad rotation and the amount of games coming up and stuff like that. So as being the reason why he didn't want to move him on this January. Of course, his contract is going to be up in the summer. So the thought was with a lot of people that he would be looking to move him on, but he was saying that he's not looking to move him on. But a lot of the talk going around is that, you know, he is in talks to move on. And I guess if he speaks to a club, which he's in his rights to do right now, because in the last year contract, he could get a good deal done, I think Arsenal would move him on. We still have 5-star halves, haven't we? We still got David Luiz, you've got Pablo Mari, Gabriel, you've got Callum Chambers is still there as well, Rob Holding, you know, so there's more than enough centre backs if he was to be moved on. But it's good to see that Arsenal are getting a lot of players off of that wage bill, and a lot of high earners that, let's be real, weren't contributing anything at this moment in time. And then there's Lucas Torreira. What is going to happen with Lucas Torreira? There were a lot of rumours flying around yesterday that he could be on his way back to Arsenal, and then Arsenal will then maybe move him on another loan to elsewhere. And there's like a load of clubs, particularly in Italy, that would like to get Torreira. But Torreira's agent yesterday, this was his quote. He said, "I haven't received any phone call. Torreira is an Atletico player. He's very happy there, and he won't leave Madrid in January." So that's quite categoric from his agent. So it does look like he will be staying put in Madrid for the time being, or should I say at least till the end of the season. Now, the big one that's everyone's been talking about since yesterday and again today. I spoke about it on yesterday's show, and I spoke about how he's available, and I said, why Arsenal make a move? They have made a move, and that's for Martin Ødegaard, the 22-year-old who plays for Real Madrid. I remember when he signed for Madrid, he was 15, and he was looked upon as the hot player in Europe. But since he's been at Madrid, he's just not been able to break into that Madrid team. I mean, when you look at Madrid's midfield, it's ridiculous. You know, he's got to get past Toni Kroos, Eden Hazard, Valverde, Casemiro, Isco, Luka Modric. You know, it's not like our midfield where they're lacking in playmakers. They've got quite a few. Now, he had a great loan move last year. He was on loan last year at Real Sociedad, and you can see his stats there: 36 appearances, 7 goals, 9 assists. He did very, very well there in his loan move. And there's a lot of talk that Arsenal are in big talks to try and bring him to the Emirates. It would be an excellent signing if Arsenal could get it done. And as I said, Ødegaard is exactly what we need: a playmaker in the middle of the park, somebody that will push Smith Rowe, and Smith Rowe would push him. He's the right type of age. I mean, he would be absolutely perfect for Arsenal. Now, Arsenal was said to have already made an approach and have been speaking to his representatives, and also spoke to Real Madrid. I think they got knocked back in their first set of talks, but they're back in talks again, and there is a chance that they could pull this off. It's quite significant that last night Real Madrid were playing in the Copa del Rey. It had a shock defeat, actually. They lost to a third division team called Al Koyana. And that team was down to 10 men as well, and they still beat them. But what was significant about that game is that Ødegaard wasn't even on the bench for that game. Now, where is he going to end up? That is the million-dollar question right now. Arsenal definitely want him. Arsenal are in talks. They want him badly, but they're not the only ones. Real Sociedad, where he did very, very well last year, they would like to get him back. And there's been talk over there in Spain that he wouldn't mind going back to Real Sociedad because, you know, as I said, he was there last year and had a very successful loan. But can Arsenal tempt him to come to the Premier League instead of going back to Real Sociedad or even Sevilla? That's another club that's interested in signing him. It's going to be very interesting to see how this one develops out over the next couple of days. I think this would represent a very good signing for Arsenal. You know, we all know that they're looking for a playmaker. We know the problems with getting in Buendia, Aouar, all these players that they've been looking at as their sort of number one targets. But if they could get Ødegaard in, and it would probably be a loan from now till the end of the season, maybe with an option to buy. But if they could get him in, that would represent very, very good business indeed in this transfer window. So we're going to have to watch this space on this one because, as I said, they're not the only suitors that are trying to get Ødegaard at this time. But if they can pull it off and get this one over the line, it would be a good deal. And remember, Ødegaard, when he was 15, he came to Arsenal. He came, he looked around Arsenal's training ground. You know, they were interested in signing him then. That was when Arsene Wenger was here. I think he went to United, Liverpool. I think he's a Liverpool fan, they say. But in the end, he went to Real Madrid. But he's just not figured. And as I said, when I read out those players that are in that midfield for Real Madrid, he might be looking at it and saying, you know what, no matter what I do here, my chances of getting in this first team are just so, you know, and he's been there for 7 years. So let's hope Arsenal can tempt him to come to the Emirates. I think that would be a great deal, but we're going to have to watch this space on this one. And he is a very, very exciting player. Now, I've been asking you guys since Tuesday to send in your, you know, any sort of comments or any questions that you want me to ask. Use the hashtag fanline. Remember, we're being powered by Snickers Protein, and you guys have been sending your questions. I grabbed some yesterday. She said Arsenal should sign Ricardo Torreira, coming back from injury, but a top right back with everything we need, and sign Rico Henry as a left back. I mean, I love Ricardo Torreira. I thought, you know, possibly between him and Trent Alexander-Arnold as the best right back in the league before he got that long-term injury. He has just come back, but it would be very difficult to sign him. He's a you know, Leicester are not going to want to let him go, and Leicester are not one of these clubs that are short of money. They've got very rich owners, so I don't think that would happen. This one from Tay said Lee Kang-in might be a shout for Arsenal. Korean 19-year-old wonder kid whose contract at Valencia runs out at the end of the season. No renewal. Creative midfielder. Big clubs like City are interested, but not until the summer. Perhaps we can make a move for him in January. So that's another name that, you know, no one's really been talking about. Well done, Tay, for that. Yes, he is a very good playmaker. And Okara B says the right back situation is very simple. Let there be competition and may the best player in practice with the best attitude be picked. And that's what you want at a big club like Arsenal. You want people competing for places. Keep those questions coming in. Use the hashtag fanline. I'm going to grab some from the comment section tomorrow. But keep those questions coming in. I love it. As I said, your guys' knowledge is absolutely brilliant. And you're coming forth with some new players that haven't even been on the radar. We have to get you guys as scouts. We'd have to get Edu reading the comment section here to decide who to pick. So thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget, we're going to be here tonight with another show at AFTV Picks. Kalechi's taking on the Picks Challenge. So make sure you check out that show. But I'm going to be back in the morning with all the transfer updates here on AFTV Transfer Daily.